Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome back to the Lion of God channel. If you've been asking yourself, what is he waiting for? What does he need to feel ready to lead this union into the 3D world? Then, beloved, you are in the right space, because today we're uncovering the sacred truth about what your divine masculine is truly looking for from you, energetically, emotionally, and spiritually, so that he can step forward, take the lead, and finally anchor your union into this physical world. And I want you to know this. This journey isn't about proving your worth. It's about remembering who you are and allowing your energy to do the calling. So let's dive deep. The divine masculine's mission in union. Why does he pull away? Why does he run when it gets intense? If you've ever asked yourself these questions, you are not alone. In fact, nearly every divine feminine on this journey reaches this exact moment of confusion and heartbreak. But beloved, what if I told you that his distance isn't rejection, that his silence is not a reflection of your worth? See, the divine masculine has a sacred mission on this journey, one that is heavy, deep, and full of inner battle. He was chosen to anchor this divine connection into the 3D world, into the physical realm. That means he's not just here to feel this love. He's here to build it, to protect it, to lead it into tangible reality. But to do that, he must first become the man who is strong enough to carry something this pure. And that requires more than just love. It requires transformation. The divine masculine must learn to take real-world action even when he's terrified, make soul-aligned decisions even when his mind screams logic, lead with courage and strength, not ego, and most importantly, heal the parts of himself that resist surrender. And here's the truth that most don't talk about. He cannot do any of that if he feels the energy between you is rooted in chaos, fear, or emotional instability. He can't ground this union if your energy is still trying to pull him instead of trusting him. He needs to feel safe to lead. Not pressured, not tested, not chased, safe. And this is where you, divine feminine, become the anchor. Your grounded energy, your peace, your surrender is what gives him the green light to begin stepping into his masculine role. You don't convince him into union. You invite him with your energy, what he is spiritually seeking from you. Now here's something I want every divine feminine to hear with your heart wide open. Your divine masculine is not looking for someone who has it all together. He's not looking for the most spiritual, the most enlightened, or the most perfect woman. What he's truly seeking is your authenticity, the real you, the woman beneath the masks, the soul beneath the ego. He's looking for your truth, even when it's raw and messy. Your emotional maturity, the way you own your pain instead of projecting it. Your calm presence that doesn't demand answers, but holds the space for timing to unfold. And your embodied self-love, not the kind that says, "I'll be whole when he returns," but the kind that says, "I already am." That is magnetic. That is the kind of energy that pulls a man home. Because it doesn't chase, it doesn't prove, it simply is. You, in your stillness, become his spiritual lighthouse. He may not consciously understand the depth of what he feels, but he senses when you're in alignment. He senses when your peace is no longer dependent on his validation. And in that moment, he knows you are no longer trying to be chosen. You've already chosen yourself. And that, beloved, is what makes him turn around. Why your energy must say, I am whole. Let's get real here, because this is the part that transforms everything. Most twin flames get stuck because they're waiting for the other person to do something first. Waiting for them to wake up, waiting for them to call, waiting for the apology, the confession, the big moment of clarity. But here's the deep truth that very few ever tell you. The moment you stop needing your divine masculine to show up in a specific way is the moment he starts aligning with your soul again. Why? Because you've stopped trying to control the journey. You've stopped gripping the wheel, and you've finally stepped into your divine trust. Your divine masculine cannot lead this union if your energy is still trying to force it. He needs to feel your vibration say, I am whole, even without you standing beside me. I trust the divine plan more than I trust my fear. I am in my purpose, in my power, and in my peace. When your energy radiates this, not just in words, but in your actions, in your stillness, in your light, something shifts in him. Suddenly, he feels the pull. Not because you pushed, but because your wholeness is magnetic. This is the divine paradox. The less you need him, the more he's drawn toward you. Not as a savior, not to fix you, but to join you in the union that was always meant to be. You are his mirror and his motivation. Here's something deeply sacred that I want you to hold close. You are his mirror, and not just in the way that reflects his shadows, but also in the way that reflects his light. Every time you rise, he feels it. Every time you reclaim your power, he senses it. Every time you choose yourself with grace, something stirs in his soul, even if he's silent, even if he's in a karmic situation, even if he's acting like he doesn't care. His soul sees you, because you are not just his counterpart. You are his motivation to grow. Your transformation becomes a map for his awakening. Your healing shows him that it's possible to face the pain and still choose love. Your elevation reminds him of the man he came here to be. So please don't underestimate the power of your alignment. You don't need to beg him to awaken. You don't need to break your heart trying to help him see. Just stand in your divine feminine radiance, balanced, rooted, joyful, sovereign, unbothered by the illusions of separation. And when he sees you in that light, he doesn't feel guilt. He doesn't feel shame. He feels inspired. Because finally, he sees himself through your eyes. And what he sees is a king. Signs he is getting ready to lead the union. So, how do you know if your divine masculine is finally feeling the pull to step forward? How do you know if your healing, your energy, your growth is starting to call him into leadership? You begin to notice the little shifts, not always loud, not always obvious, but deeply felt. He might start reaching out, not necessarily with big romantic gestures, but with simple, vulnerable moments. A message, a check-in, a dream you both shared. You may feel his energy become more stable, more grounded, less chaotic, less in and out. Suddenly, he doesn't feel so far away, even if there's no message yet. He starts tying up loose ends in his own life. You hear he's walking away from toxic patterns, people, or jobs. You feel he's choosing peace, even if it's painful. You feel him in meditation. You see his face during your dreams. And unlike before, there's a sense of tenderness, of calm, of resolution, not just emotional chaos. These are the soul-level signs that your divine masculine is awakening into action. He may not have all the words yet. He may still be walking through fire, but he's moving. And more than anything, he's feeling you again. Not just the you that loved him before, but the you who became whole on your own. What not to do if you want to support his leadership in union. Now, I know this part can be hard to hear, but it's important. Because sometimes, out of pain, we unknowingly block the very union we're praying for. And it doesn't mean we're doing something wrong, it just means we're human. We're scared. We're tired. We want to be seen. But if you truly want your divine masculine to feel safe stepping forward, there are a few things to gently release. Don't chase, energetically or physically. When you chase, you confirm his fear that you haven't yet come home to yourself. Don't try to convince him of the connection. He already feels it, probably more than he knows how to handle. Let his soul come to its own knowing. That's where the magic happens. Don't measure your journey by someone else's. No two twin flame paths are the same. Some reunite quickly. Some take years. Some reconnect in ways that defy logic. And beloved, don't suffer in silence. This journey is not about waiting in pain. It's about rising in joy. Choose yourself. Let joy be your rebellion. Let peace be your frequency. Let faith be your rhythm. Because when you do, you make space for him to come home. What the divine masculine secretly wants you to know. There's something your divine masculine is holding in his heart. Something he may never be able to say with words, but he's always whispering to you through energy. I feel you more than you know. Even when I act distant, you're the only truth I've ever felt. I want to meet you in your light, not in our wounding. But I need space to become the man I know you deserve. He isn't running from you. He's running from the version of himself that still doesn't feel worthy of a love this powerful. He's not waiting for the perfect timing on the calendar. He's waiting for the energetic invitation from your soul, the one that says, I'm not waiting anymore. I'm living. I'm shining. I'm rising. And that's when the energetic door opens. That's when he starts to feel safe to lead. Because remember, divine feminine, he doesn't need you to hold his hand through healing. He just needs to feel that you've healed enough to trust him when he arrives. How to support him without losing yourself. This is the part that brings it all home. Because it's not about becoming less so he feels more powerful. And it's not about dimming your light so he feels safe to return. It's about supporting his sacred rise while standing firmly in your own light. Here's how you can do that. Heal your own inner masculine. That part of you that wants to take control, fix everything, overthink, or push forward. When your inner masculine is balanced, you don't need him to be your anchor. You already are. Focus on your soul mission. When you shift your attention from union to purpose, you realign your entire frequency. You move from waiting to living. And that's where the magic begins. Let go of the timeline. Truly, let it go. The divine doesn't operate on a clock. It operates on vibration. And when the frequency is right, everything aligns. Visualize the reunion as already done. Not in desperation, but in trust. Feel it, see it, speak it. Because if it's destined, it's inevitable. And lastly, beloved, choose joy. Even when it hurts. Especially when it hurts. Because your joy is healing for both of you. And your light? That's what lights the path back home. So now I ask you, beautiful soul, what do you believe your divine masculine is waiting to see in you? Not from a place of performance, but from a place of truth. Because the moment you embody that truth, you stop waiting, you stop wondering, and you start magnetizing. He's not looking for the perfect partner. He's looking for your wholeness. He's looking for the energy that says, I am not lost without you, but I welcome you home. So rise, divine feminine. Shine, expand, and lead your own life. Because in doing so, you give him permission to step into the sacred leadership he was born to claim. Your reunion isn't just a dream, it's a promise. And that promise is unfolding, moment by moment, breath by breath. Now, I want to hear from you. Drop a comment below. What resonated with you the most in today's message? What do you feel your divine masculine is quietly asking from your soul? Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the Lion of God channel, and share this with another soul who needs this message today. Until next time, stay in your light, walk in your power, and trust union is on its way.